This is the weekly sales meeting for October 12th, 2025. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic, beware benchmarking others. Benchmarking has become a popular tool in business and personal development. The idea is simple. Compare your performance or methods to those of others. Pay particular attention to industry leaders. This can give you a plan to help identify areas for improvement. However, the blind benchmarking of others can stifle innovation. This practice discourages originality. Instead, we may end up adopting practices that do not align with our particular set of circumstances. Apple's Chief Financial Officer, Lucado, offers an interesting take on this issue. He highlights the importance of trusting in quality talent. He aims to avoid restrictive best practices. He leads Apple to tailor its process to meet specific needs. He writes, "I don't want you guys to ever benchmark anybody else because you can only get bad ideas." This contrarian approach challenges conventional wisdom. In our culture of sameness, few want to go against the grain. It is a much easier path to do what others have done. We assume they have done all the heavy lifting. They have done the experimentation to arrive at the industry's best practices. But benchmarking can be dangerous. At its core, it lacks context, history, soul, and imagination. Benchmarking relies on skills, resources, and environments that cannot be realized outside of the lab in which it was created. Apple's finance department operates with a mere 7 people. They manage $230 billion in cash. This fact alone is astonishing, but it's not only about the numbers. Apple's approach highlights the power of trusting in quality over quantity. Rather than comparing its workforce size or operational methods, Apple invests in its people. These skilled people deliver exceptional results. When companies benchmark, they often focus on vanity metrics or KPIs. Sure, they can be informative, but they can also create pressure to conform to industry norms. This mindset undermines the potential for leveraging the unique strengths of your crew. A smaller team with specialized expertise can often outperform larger groups. These teams are not burdened by inefficiencies or misaligned priorities. For sellers, benchmarking can lead us to measure ourselves against others' superficial achievements, rather than putting the focus on what we do and our unique talents. This tendency to compare can erode confidence and lead to wasted energy. We will spend inordinate amounts of time trying to emulate others. We could be much more efficient if we identified what we do best and polished those skills. Industry best practices are often touted as tried and true methods for success. While they may work for some, they can also create a dangerous trap. By adopting these practices without scrutiny, we risk becoming rigid. We become resistant to new ideas. Apple's refusal to benchmark is rooted in its commitment to innovation. The company's history is marked by groundbreaking products. They defied industry norms like the first iPhone and the Apple Watch. These successes didn't emerge from copying competitors. They came from challenging basic assumptions and pursuing big, bold ideas. The decision to cut the headphone jack on the iPhone was controversial, but it paved the way for a better wireless audio experience. Then what happened? Many competitors adopted this practice. The no benchmarking perspective underscores a broader principle. Innovation thrives in environments where people are encouraged to think differently. Embracing discovery over benchmarking means questioning existing standards. It means seeking solutions tailored to your specific challenges. It fuels creativity. It positions you and your company as a leader rather than a follower. Max Lucado is a best-selling author, pastor, and inspirational speaker. He is known for his uplifting books on faith and hope. The man is from San Angelo, Texas. He's written over 50 books, selling millions of copies worldwide. His works include the bestseller You Are Special. He combines storytelling with spiritual lessons. In his day job, Lucado serves as a teaching minister at Oak Hills Church in San Antonio, Texas. He writes, "A man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd." Every company operates in a distinct context. It is context shaped by its mission, culture, and market dynamics. Benchmarking often overlooks these nuances. Instead, it promotes a one-size-fits-all approach. This may not align with your unique needs. Apple's finance team exemplifies this principle. The company decided to go its own way instead of adopting the structures and practices of other finance departments. Because of this, they have developed a lean, efficient model that suits their specific objectives. This customized approach allows them to remain agile and responsive. It gives them flexibility as the industry evolves. For sellers, the lesson is clear. Tailor your strategy to fit your personal goals and circumstances. What works for others may not work for you. Discovering your own personal methods increases the likelihood of success. It also brings a deeper sense of fulfillment and authenticity. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." After all, imitation is suicide. Find your path and your way. You will never forget the how and why of getting there. Your inspiration will be 100% honest and authentic. People can spot a copy coming a mile away. Microsoft's Bill Gates wrote, "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you're insulting yourself." Gates is the co-founder of Microsoft and one of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. He emphasizes individuality and self-worth. Rather than copying competitors, Gates built a global tech empire by pursuing original ideas. The ideas were born of creative problem solving. Gates exudes self-confidence. He frowns openly on measuring success through external comparisons, and that includes his biggest perceived rival, Apple. Benchmarking doesn't only impact processes and innovation, but it also affects mindset. Constant comparisons to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. This is particularly true when benchmarks are based on unrealistic or irrelevant standards. A small broadcaster may feel pressured to emulate the practices of a well-established corporation, but what works for the global enterprise with vast resources is unlikely to be practical for a small business. In the same light, a seller who compares their progress to others often overlooks the unique factors behind those achievements. This leads to loathing and unwarranted self-doubt. Shifting the focus from benchmarking to self-discovery promotes a healthier, more productive mindset. By setting goals based on your values and capabilities, you can measure your success and do it on your terms for your business. There are many examples of those who row against the tide to achieve success. One of them is Apple Computer. Their history offers many examples of the power of discovery over benchmarking. When the company developed the Macintosh computer, it didn't aim to replicate existing products. Instead, it sought to create a user-friendly personal computer, one that would revolutionize how people interact with technology. This groundbreaking approach not only set Apple apart, but also redefined the industry. Another compelling example is Patagonia, the outdoor clothing company. Patagonia focused on sustainability and ethical business practices, even when these choices went against conventional wisdom. By committing to environmental responsibility, Patagonia has built a loyal customer base. They focused on long-term goals over short-term profits. Because of this mindset, they have set new standards for corporate accountability. Many successful entrepreneurs attribute their achievements to focusing on their unique vision. That is, rather than comparing themselves to others. Oprah Winfrey has spoken about the importance of running her own race. She would not be distracted by others. This mindset has enabled her to build a media empire that reflects her values and strengths. Benchmarking is a lot like cloning. In the world of science, research into cloning began in the early 20th century. German embryologist Hans Spemann conducted experiments with salamander embryos. He introduced the concept of nuclear transfer. In 1952, scientists Robert Biggs and Thomas King cloned tadpoles from frog embryos. Cloning gained global attention in 1996 with the birth of Dolly, the sheep. She was the first mammal cloned from an adult somatic cell. Dolly's success was achieved by Ian Walmot and his team in Scotland. This sparked debate on the ethical, scientific, and medical implications of cloning technologies. But it is not the ethics of cloning that shows up in benchmarking. It is the heart and soul of your company and your sales franchise. When we copy or lift an idea from another organization, we want the idea at its maturity. Yet, it is new to both you and your company. As such, it will behave in its infancy. When someone brings me an idea from another group, my first question is not, what are they doing with that now? It is, okay, what did they do in year one? Cloning, like benchmarking, may replicate genetic material, but it does not replicate experiences, upbringing, and environment. These are the key factors that shape personality, preferences, and individuality. A clone would need to develop its character over time through unique circumstances. Character emerges from the interplay of nature and nurture. It is a mix of genetics and environment. Although a clone shares the genetic blueprint of the original, it would still be a distinct individual. It would be shaped by its own life experiences. The same can be said with benchmarking. It will take on a life experience of its own when applied to a new environment, so it may not be the best way to plan for success. Take your problems in-house. Trust your team and your teammates. Start by clarifying what you want to achieve. Tailor your objectives to reflect your unique values and circumstances. Identify core strengths and build strategies around them. This approach leverages what you do best rather than imitating others. Build an environment where new ideas are welcomed and explored. For broadcasters, it means empowering employees to think outside the box. For sellers, it means giving yourself permission to experiment and take risks. Develop metrics that track your growth and performance over time. Avoid relying solely on external comparisons. Treat failures as opportunities to learn and improve. This mindset encourages your continuous discovery and growth. For leaders and managers, stop telling your people that the best ideas come from the outside. All you are doing is reminding them that you are a terrible leader and you hired poorly. You did not stack your roster with talented people who can innovate and solve problems. You are saying the best ideas are coming from the outside, and we should copy them rather than build a solution based on our own unique set of circumstances. What message does that send to the team you have assembled? While I believe in gathering the research you can learn from others, we don't have the background into how and why others arrived at where they are. We cannot apply the solution of another company. The results will never be the same without their players and their set of circumstances. Success is not about how you compare to others. It's about how you achieve your own goals. By prioritizing discovery over benchmarking, you can unlock much greater potential. You will create outcomes that are unique and suited to your needs. The best ideas often come from within, whether you are managing billions of dollars or pursuing a personal goal. Trust in your capabilities and embrace the unknown. It is here you will find extraordinary results. The next time you are tempted to benchmark, ask yourself this question: what could I discover if I stopped comparing and started exploring? What if I empower my players to solve the problem using the resources we have? What results could we achieve? My new book, 21st Century Sales Success, is now available on Amazon.com. If you like what you have heard here today, please consider ordering a copy, or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.